Delay we're here with Third Movement, bringing you a video podcast to you guys. So we're going to be talking about transgender restroom. Is it a good or bad thing? I got a couple stories that I want to share with you guys, but this right here, I want to share a video with you guys, and let me know what you think. So yeah, that was the video of the News Chase Bank commercial. This is crazy. As I was preparing to do this show, I seen it come on TV while I was watching the sports show on ESPN, and I was like, "Wow, this is right in your face." And then last night I was looking at some TV shows with my niece and nephew, and then we heard this new show come out called The Odd Couple, where it was a show about this gay couple, right? So it's in your face, right? So it's here, and I just want to be I want to be able to talk about it, and that's what this is, the podcast. I talk about things that are germane to my everyday life as well as to my faith, right? It's going to be centered around Christ, but what I'm not finna do is trying to hurt anybody, right? I'm not trying to say anything to start a fight. I'm simply asking, is transgender restrooms a good or bad thing? Because when we look at TV, it's put towards that is a good thing, right? A father, a big 6'6" father, go dress in drag and for his little girl, that means he'll do anything for a little girl. It's all lovely. But is there a flip side to this? Like, it could anything bad come out of transgender? That's why I'm asking the question: transgender, good or bad? Now we can start a conversation in the comments below. That's what I tend to do. I'm not finna fight with anybody over this. You say your opinion. This is my opinion. It's your opinion. One day it will be proven fact when Christ comes. What's good or bad when He put things into order. But you are allowed to have your opinion. So when I look at that commercial as a man, and maybe because I'm a dinosaur, but as a man, I don't know if I'm gonna be comfortable with that for my little girl. I think I would do anything for my little girl. I'd do anything for the twins that I have. I love them to death, but I'm not going in drag to make them feel comfortable, right? Because there has to be a balance. This earth has to have a balance. It has to be a female-male balance. We have to have that balance. You know, it's getting into our first story. We're going into our first story of what's going on in transgender bathrooms. You know, just 2 cases, and we want to talk about them. So let's get into them. So this first story will be coming out of Daily Wire. Transgender advocates say men dressed as women would never harass women. Yeah, that's not true. Alright, it says, we have heard it said at numerous times by the transgender advocate, there is no way bathrooms and locker rooms, which are open to any gender you identify as, regardless of biological gender, would ever result in harassment of women and children. You bigot. That's what they called us for when we said something. So, well, they're obviously wrong, and here is just the latest example of such victimization of a fostered by a nonsensical law grounded in flux quality. At the expense of others. A Virginia man was arrested for peeping on and filming 2 women and a 5-year-old in a woman's restroom after receiving entry by dress and drag. So those pictures of the dude we just seen, those was of the guy. Here's Rodriguez captured on mall video surveillance dressed as a woman. The pictures that we seen earlier. NBC Washington reports that Richard Rodriguez, 30, filmed a woman in a bathroom stall at the Potomac Mill Mall, Prince Williams County police said. His victim was a 35-year-old woman who was in a bathroom stall when she saw a bag move towards her. When she saw a bag move towards her under the stall divided, according to police, Rodriguez had been filming her. Apparently, when the victim rushed out to the stall to comfort the man, he had already moved to another woman to prey on. Just one stall over, the victim alerted the woman and then contacted mall security of the shopping center on 2700 block of Potomac Mill Circle in Woodbridge, Virginia. NBC note. So we already see this coming out already. This dude was already spying on people. This is what's gonna happen. But we call bigots when we try to say anything. I mean, there's another story of the University of Toronto. These stories are on the screen. You can read as I read. Maybe read faster than me. But this is what's going on. This is what's going on in our society. This is what we're moving to, and we have to be careful. We cannot think that this is not going to have a negative impact. There's people out here that are not good people. Now, me personally, I think we should have a man's bathroom and a woman's restroom. And if you feel like you want to, you don't want to go to neither, you identify with something else, then let's make a third one. Let's make a third bathroom. At the end of the day, man, we got kids to keep safe. You may say, well, he just want to be dragged, but you don't know the person's heart. You don't know the person's heart. You don't know what their intent. Some people may be really feeling that way. Some people may believe that they are that way. But some people are perverts, man. We're living in a society, a perverted society. And this video is not to the transgender people. Ain't nothing we gonna say to them to make them feel differently. This is to the Christians. I'm saying we need to start waking up. Instead of trying to argue over these things, how about we talk? How about we get a conversation going? How about we take this serious? Because this is a serious issue. These are serious issues. See, it's one thing to say, okay, transgender, they want their freedom to do whatever. Gay people want their freedom to marry. That's fine. To marry, that's fine. But it's another thing when you start forcing. When you get to the point of saying, okay, this is what I want, and you're going to have to deal with it. When common sense is... See, let's be honest. This whole gay marriage, this whole LGBT thing lacks common sense. There's no common sense at all, right? On the Christian half, they didn't want marriage. So, they fought tooth and nail not to get a marriage. Obviously, they was going to get married. Common sense said that they wanted to be married. It should have been something for them. I mean, I can say that and not lose my salvation because you know what? What can I do? We can't stop people from doing what they want to do. Christ is clear on that. If that's the case, God would have stopped me from every one of the sins that I want to do. What we can do is go to the Father and He would change us, mold us, and we won't do the things that we did anymore. Yes, so we will overcome these things. And that can happen for a homosexual, transgender, LGBT. That can happen to anybody. But as a Christian, I'm not called to tell people what they can and can't do. So the flip side of this is now, look, they're telling us what we have to and what we can't accept. Right, that's the flip side. So on both sides, it's hypocritical. It's a lot of hypocritical in both sides of the argument, because we should have never tried to tell them they couldn't have gay marriage. I know the history of marriage. I know where marriage come from. I can go to the Word of God and know where marriage come from. But we can't just say who can. And then another thing, by homosexuals getting married, that doesn't make my marriage any less serious with God. What makes my marriage less serious with God is when I don't be serious with God. When I'm not real with God. When you and your wife get together and y'all not real with God, y'all cheating on each other, y'all arguing, y'all doing all these things against each other, that's making your marriage not serious with God, not somebody else getting married. In the perfect world, there would be no homosexual marriage. But we don't live in the perfect world. In the perfect world, Jesus would reign divine and everything Jesus said people would follow, but we don't live in that world. But now we're living in a world that's becoming more and more fallen. I would say that. It's becoming more and more fallen. And I don't know if we put so much fight into the whole marriage fight to now we don't want to fight this transgender thing. I mean, I hear all the news stories, man, about I even was on Facebook today and a story popped up that this porn site won't let people in South Carolina look at porn because of their stance on marriage. And I'm like, cool, that's a win. Like, that's a win. Like, can that happen for Florida? That's a win. They shouldn't be looking at porn anyways. So these are things that are happening. Bruce Springsteen, I think that's his name. He won't play at certain venues now, or certain states that are taken up for marriage, that are saying that pastors don't have to marry people, that are saying that the church can be pro-marriage. This is the battle that we're fighting. That's the battle we should have been fighting from the beginning, not whether people can get married or not. No, it should have been fighting whether we have to marry them or not, or whether we can see marriage as a man and a woman, between the man and the woman. The church, and I'm going to be honest with you, because I don't have a 501c3 that I have to adhere by, I don't have to worry about that. Nobody can't make me do anything. I can marry people that I want to marry, then I can not marry people. Because marriage is not governed. It's not governed by the government. You're not married because you got the license from the government. If you haven't stand before God, if you're a Christian and you haven't stand before God with another person that believes what you believe, and say, I want to make this commitment in front of God, to God, with God, then you're not married. You can have all the government papers you want, but you're not married. Marriage is between a man and a woman before God, with God, through God. We have a lot of stuff going on in our world. We do. But we just have to keep praying and keep fighting for righteousness. I don't care about people getting married. That's not my fight. I don't care about two dudes getting married. That's not my fight. My fight is the people that are married as Christians, do everything I can to help them stay married. The people that are married, the people that are getting married, that are in relationship, that's Christian, and they need help with understanding marriage, that's my fight. Not whether Joe and Joe can get married. I don't care less. Did I say I'm Third Movement? Please like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I love you. Have a good one.